A new day began. Warm sunlight wrapped the logistics department dormitory at Dawn Academy, making the atmosphere peaceful and quiet. But inside Song Junlang's laboratory, everything was utter chaos. Books and research papers scattered across the tables. Xiao Lin woke up from a long sleep with an unbearable throbbing pain in his head. As soon as he opened his eyes, he saw Song Junlang approaching with a bright smile, holding a tray of fragrant food. Recalling the excruciating pain he'd felt before, Xiao Lin immediately sat up and shouted, "Song Junlang, I trusted you, and you used me as a test subject." Song Junlang remained perfectly calm and replied, "Hey, don't worry. I tested it on myself before giving it to you. It's not life-threatening at all." But Xiao Lin was still furious. "Not life-threatening? I nearly died from the pain. If I die because of a meal, I'll haunt you to death." Okay, but aren't you totally fine?" the minister said with a bright smile, casually waving his hand as if nothing important had happened. Then he motioned for Xiao Lin to open his status screen. Still annoyed, Xiao Lin ground his teeth and muttered, "My status screen? What are you planning to do to me this time?" Song Junlang leaned in with a mysterious smile and confidently declared that Xiao Lin would be shocked by what he was about to see. "All right, I'll trust you one last time." Xiao Lin sighed, raised his hand, and activated the holographic status screen above the hospital bed. The screen displayed Xiao Lin's personal information with all his stats clearly listed. He began scrolling down to check his status. What caught his attention were the unbelievable changes in the numbers. What the hell? Strength +1, stamina +2, and even my physical attack stat went from F to F even with all my training. I'd never progressed this fast. He rubbed his eyes and looked again, still unable to believe what he saw. How could a single meal produce such insane level-up effects? But the most shocking thing was his basic stamina skill. It had jumped to level 3 in just one go. Xiao Lin stammered, speechless, while beside him Song Junlang excitedly jotted down the wonderful changes in his notebook. Song Junlang grinned as if he'd won the jackpot, congratulating himself on the successful experiment. By now Xiao Lin's anger had calmed somewhat, though he still had plenty of questions. "Minister Song, even if I'm your test subject, don't I at least have the right to know what's going on? These effects, are they caused by that chicken?" "Yes. Sit down and let's talk." Song Jun dragged a chair closer and invited Xiao Lin to sit, then began explaining everything in detail. He started by introducing the origin of the dish. It's a hybrid breed called the Iron King chicken, created from Earth chickens and the native creatures of planet Norma. At that point Song Junlang suddenly asked a seemingly unrelated question. "Do you often read time travel novels?" Xiao Lin nodded, saying he'd read a few. "Then tell me this. If a prehistoric person were suddenly brought into the modern world, how long do you think he'd survive?" The strange question made Xiao Lin think hard. After a moment Xiao Lin judged that the prehistoric person would die immediately, not because of modern weapons, but because his immune system couldn't adapt to the bacteria in the new environment. Song Junlang nodded in confirmation. "Exactly. Norma and Earth are two completely different worlds. A normal human body simply couldn't withstand that environment." Song Junlang continued explaining that this was why the academy only allowed second-year students into the new world. Only when their attributes reached the required standards could their bodies adapt. "And that's why I came up with this idea. Using Norma's native creatures to help freshmen like Xiao Lin adapt faster." But in reality, it wasn't easy. "At first, I tested it on myself. My body reacted violently. Not only did I gain no attribute points, I was bedridden and nearly died from illness. Fortunately I had a resilient constitution." Hearing that, Xiao Lin broke into a cold sweat. He hadn't expected Song Junlang to be so ruthless with himself. Song Junlang smiled at Xiao Lin's remark, taking it as a compliment. "After that failure, I spent all my time researching ways to minimize the side effects." Xiao Lin finally began to understand. If you could raise attributes infinitely just by eating, the academy wouldn't need physical training classes anymore. He realized this method must have limitations. Song Junlang nodded approvingly. "Exactly. I finally discovered this hybridization method. However, this food-based therapy will create resistance over time. The first meal is always the most effective. So, what do you think? Do you want to continue testing?" Song Junlang continued to entice Xiao Lin, explaining that the previous hybrid chicken had lost effectiveness but he still had many other hybrids. Xiao Lin was surprised. After all, Song Junlang actually wanted someone to volunteer as a test subject. Song Junlang could only force a sly smile at Xiao Lin's sharp jab. What surprised Song Junlang was that Xiao Lin agreed, but with one condition. Song Junlang must not do anything that threatened his life. Song Junlang immediately affirmed and reassured him. Don't worry about that. Xiao Lin prepared to leave and return to class, but then wanted to know how long he'd slept. Song Junlang casually held up 2 fingers and said, "Only 2 days." Xiao Lin gaped in shock. He thought he'd only missed 2 days of classes, which meant his course attendance score would be negative. Seeing Xiao Lin panic, Song Junlang quickly reassured him, saying he'd already handled Xiao Lin's leave request. From now on, Xiao Lin could stay here overnight if he didn't want to return to the dormitory. Xiao Lin breathed a sigh of relief, feeling as if a huge burden of attendance points had been lifted from his shoulders. He waved goodbye and left the room, while Song Junlang called after him from behind, reminding him not to forget to come back tonight. At the academy cafeteria, Ji Xiaoyue was still eating alone with her usual pensive expression, seemingly wondering about Xiao Lin's disappearance. At another table, Wang Dalin slammed his hand on the table in frustration. It seemed his plan to trap Xiao Lin had completely failed, since Xiao Lin had mysteriously vanished for 2 days. Luang Ziwei also frowned in annoyance. Because of Xiao Lin's situation, he had been disciplined heavily by the guild members. Wang Dalin slammed his hand down again in anger, his voice echoing throughout the cafeteria. "I really can't accept this. We clearly locked him in the training yard to catch him breaking rules. Yet that kid disappeared for 2 days. And now I hear he didn't even lose points. And somehow he's on friendly terms with the logistics manager." At the next table, Ji Xiaoyue gently adjusted her glasses. Equally curious, she was really wondering where Xiao Lin had been for those 2 days. While the cafeteria buzzed with Wang Dalin's angry shouting, a tray of food was suddenly placed on Xiaoyu's table, causing her to look up in surprise. "Hello." Xiao Lin appeared with an unusually fresh, cheerful expression, as if nothing had happened. After regaining her composure, Xiaoyue immediately asked, "Where have you been for the past 2 days? Thank you all for supporting my video. I wish you endless happiness and joy in life. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a like and leave a comment to show your support. I sincerely appreciate it."